Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome to Brokenomics, and I'm Ian. So today we're going to be talking about Axie Infinity's AXS token and really assessing the use cases of the token, the tokenomics, looking at the chart in a little bit. But before we do, when we do look at the chart at the end of this video, whatever dollar value Axie has, if this video gets more subscribers than that dollar value, I will give one of you guys an Axie token. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel, leave a like, comment down below, and one of you guys will get an Axie token at whatever price it is by the end of this video. So first of all, just to look at the kind of adoption of the project, one great place to look for this in all projects is DApp Radar. And we can see here in this line, the yellow one, that the users have gone from kind of, 17-ish thousand a day, I think 30 days ago at the start of the month, up to kind of that 27 level now. We've seen nearly 300,000 unique users of Axie over the past 30 days and over 1 million transactions. So that speaks for itself in terms of how the project's doing and how it's growing. And yeah, even though prices exploded up to this point, if we look at the projections in revenue that they have for it, maybe we still have a long way to go in this project. When it comes to the tokenomics of this, they're incredibly transparent with everything. It's really good to see, right down to, in terms of the token distribution, there was an Excel file that basically accounted for every single token and when it was coming out. So that was awesome. In terms of transparency as well, and being able to do research on the project. So as it's split up, we've got 11% from the launchpad sale, 4% private sale, 20 play to earn, 29 staking rewards, 21 for the team, 7 for advisors, and 8 for the ecosystem fund. And you can see that graphically represented here. In terms of the release schedule, there's two important things to note here. One, it's a very nice gradual release schedule over a considerable period of time that really would make you think that there won't be sudden points or sudden, long periods of time when there will be a massive influx of supply into the market, and this can cause the token to tank, as we've seen in a number of other projects where they just released too many tokens too quickly, and it really just allowed price to be suppressed. The second point is, if you look here where the spikes are, this, which appears graphically, certainly it's the single biggest influx of supply we will have in Axie tokens, because you can see here this one's bigger, smaller, smaller, smaller jumps, smaller jumps, smaller jumps, all the way up. This is just before October 2021. We're going to go from somewhere around a 35% circulating supply up to kind of 42, 43. So that's a considerable influx of tokens in the period at the end of this month. So if you are holding this token, that's certainly something to keep an eye out for. If that increase in supply comes to market suddenly, it could certainly have a negative impact on price action. Not financial advice, just looking at a graph. So yeah, they're the two things to note there. And if we look here, what I did find on Nasdaq.com was Delphi Digital, who are like kind of boutique financial projections company from what I've seen. They have estimated, and if we go to the projections, the first month was July, 150 million in monthly revenue for the game. They actually beat this by 33%. From what I've read, it was over 200 million, which is absolutely insane. And if you look at the projected revenue to the Treasury for the year, that's 1.1 billion in annual revenue. And this starts to highlight, like, if you look at this and you look at the current market cap based on circulating supply at 4 billion, and you think, oh my god, they're getting 1.1 billion in revenue this year, and it's just going up and up and up. Like, if you sort of take 200 million as an average, they'll comfortably maybe 2.5x that next year. So they're going to make their entire circulating supply market cap almost in revenue in the next 2 years, which would make you think that this is grossly undervalued. But this is where the divergence starts to come in terms of, if you look at where that revenue's come from, the sale of land, AXS holders aren't entitled to anything to do with that. The marketplace fees as well, like, they do go to the Treasury, and staking will be set up, but at the current point in time, it doesn't appear that there's any benefit to holding AXS tokens in that respect. And if we look here, the use cases, so you've got governance, which late 2021, early 2022 is when they want to implement this. In terms of the staking, again, that was originally planned for the first quarter of this year, but hasn't happened yet. And if you see there, so the Axie holders can stake AXS into the community treasury, which then governs the game universe, and players can play and spend and get AXS from the game universe, although most of the rewards at the minute, or if not all, I think, I know in some cases you can get AXS if you buy land, you can find AXS there, but that's the rewards are in Smooth Love Potion, which is a different token, and that is earned in the game, but also is burnt when you breed new Axies. So that kind of suppresses to some extent the inflationary nature of it, although there has seen recently been a large increase in the circulating supply, or I guess the total supply of the Smooth Love Potion token. So of these use cases, payment, it's really only in terms of breeding so far. Staking doesn't exist yet, and governments doesn't exist yet. So, if you were to compare, say Mark Cuban being involved in that $7.5 million investment round in Axie early this year, or in Sky Mavis, there's a wide divergence in being invested in Sky Mavis as a company and holding AXS tokens. It's not the same as holding a share in your average company where you're entitled to your share of the profits. And when the community treasury does uh, sort of, you start receiving staking rewards from that, which are at, what were they, 29% of the total supply. Well, you have to remember that between, the private investors, the team, and the sorry if I just flick back for a second, the private investors, the team, and the advisors, you are looking at kind of 33% of the tokens in between them. So in terms of, and I think there was 11 team members last I checked in Sky Mavis, so you're looking at still quite a centralized ecosystem there in which very few people will be entitled to a large amount of the staking rewards as well. In terms of the marketplace, again, just to sort of hammer home, the transactions are done in ETH. And if bought, I think, when was it, in 2018, they sold 3,500 Axies for 900 ETH. In May of 2020, all the land sold out and they raised 4,600 ETH. And these are, I mean, they're the developers, they're absolutely entitled to it. But I'm just saying, as a holder of the AXS token, you're not benefiting from that land being sold. It's just, hammering home the point, it's not the same as owning a share in Sky Mavis, the company. And if we look here in terms of the land, there's a total supply of 90,000 acres, I guess, or of land plots, 90,000 plots of land, and 17,000 of them are player or can be freely traded, owned and freely traded by players. So just to highlight the divergence there, I mean, obviously an amazing game doing wonderful work, and the AXS token is exploding. And if we just hop across and have a quick look at the technicals of AXS now, we can see since the end of June, start of July, this was trading at around $3.50, kind of down at these levels. And then it ran up to about $42, or sorry, to $30, pulled back to around the 14 level, and then just had another huge run up past this 45 level, actually, to spiking out at 53. Took a little bit of time to consolidate, and then just, like 3 weeks later, since July 24th, it made that run down to August 9th, so 2.5, 3 weeks later, just saw another huge run up. The interesting thing on these, and it is generally what you want to see, is that back here the run up was on large volume, and then the pullback, the volume declined. And here, much less volume, interestingly, this time, on another huge move. And it's starting to, for AXS holders, certainly, hopefully consolidate there. But a couple of things, we have fallen below the 5-day moving average. We failed to close above this 70, kind of 68 level on the daily. And this is the VWAP from the peak, which is the volume weighted average price. So the average price paid by volume by people who got involved since the August 11th high. And prices dip below that as well. So there does seem to be some support here at this 65 level. But really, if you look in the chart, I mean, even in terms of dynamic support and moving averages, there's really not a lot until you get down to 45. So something that, if you're trading, definitely do so with caution. It's been a huge run up and some profit taking at this stage, and a period of consolidation wouldn't just be natural, but probably also very healthy for price action in general. So the snapshot we're taking now is at $66. If this video gets 66 subscribers or more, one of you guys will get an Axie token. Just like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. And cheers. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Good luck.